We're going to work and play. Here we go, Steeler Nation.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're live at the Steelmatic Network with G Honda. Live at the Steelmatic Network with G Honda. Episode 33. This fine, beautiful, lovely Monday. Make it happen Monday. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Like, share, subscribe. Hit that cash out. Steelmatic 001. Steelmatic 001. I appreciate y'all being here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this fine, lovely, beautiful Monday? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today, man? I appreciate all y'all being here today. I'm your host, G Honda, and we gonna cook today. The stove is on, the kettles is on, the pots is on the stove, they on the oven on 400. So we gonna cook. That's all that means. Appreciate y'all being in here, man. Appreciate y'all being in here. Like, share, subscribe, share the content. Help me grow the channel. Help me get past that 500 marker. And we gon' cook. We's ready. It's Monday. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into recaps. We're going to talk about my Steelers. And also, Ty Pro. Ty Pro, you've been subpoenaed to trial. Ty Pro. I'm sorry, I got your name wrong. Ty Pro. You've been subpoenaed to Steelmatic trial. You are on trial today, Ty Pro. Ty Pro to the front of the congregation. Ty Pro and the Detroit Lions to the front of the congregation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But no, man, I appreciate y'all being here today, man. I appreciate y'all being in here today, man. Hope y'all having a good Monday. Hope y'all having a good, productive start of the work week and all the above. Hope y'all out there being productive, being positive, you know. But man, I appreciate y'all being in here with me, man. I appreciate y'all being in here with me, man. And also, man, shout out and the hugest salute to all my veterans out there, whether you Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. I know I got a lot of people in my family, Marine, Navy, and veterans in my family, man, and all the vets around the world. Salute to you. Salute to you. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day to you. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Yep. Like, share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, Steelmatic001. Also, if you was affected by the storms in Tampa, the storms in the DMV, the DMV area, the North Carolina area, please don't hesitate to reach out to FEMA.gov, disasterassistance.gov, and the DRF website for disaster assistance. My condolences to you if you lost a loved one, lost a family member, you've received damage to your home or lost your home completely, and you're in the rebuilding stage. I know a lot of areas in Boone, North Carolina, and out towards the Asheville area, and also in the Tampa area, are still in the rebuilding phase and will be rebuilding for quite some time. My thoughts and prayers go out to the city. My thoughts and prayers go out to the family members who's lost loved ones. Also to those in the recovery process trying to recover their homes in which they lost during the storm area. But please don't hesitate to reach out to these resources, FEMA.gov, disasterassistance.gov, as well as the drf.org website. Appreciate y'all being in here today, man. Appreciate y'all being in here today. Who we got in the building today? Shout out Jay Walker. Jay Walker, I appreciate you being here, Jay Walker. Appreciate you being in here, Jay Walker. Also, Jay Walker, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you all y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for all y'all support. I do not take it lightly. I take my relationships and my support direly seriously, man, and I appreciate y'all greatly. So much love, much respect to all y'all. I appreciate all the support from all the individuals and all the subscribers. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, Steelmatic family. I appreciate you being here, Jay Walker. Appreciate you being here today, Jay Walker. Absolutely, absolutely. So let's cook. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. These Sunday matchups, these Sunday recap matchups from last Sunday, we're going to get into it. We're going to cook and we're going to talk shop. Let's get to it. So the first matchup on Sunday, we had the Giants and Panthers. The Giants and Panthers. This was the early game. This was cross the waters, cross the foreign ponds, if you will. And quite the matchup. Quite the matchup. Quite the matchup. So Daniel Jones and company took on the Panthers. Daniel Jones came out, went 22 for 37 on 190 yards passing, had two passing INTs. One moment, guys. So Daniel Jones had 2 passing INTs, and Tyron Tracy, he led all rushers with 18 carries for 103 yards rushing, 1 rushing touchdown, as well as Daniel Jones. He had a running touchdown, which he had 7 runs for 26 yards and a run-in touchdown. However, the Panthers and Bryce Young did not go quietly, as Bryce Young went 15 for 25 on 126 yards passing. He had 1 touchdown. I'm sorry, he had 1 passing, one touchdown, I'm sorry, which Chuba Hubbard had running in which he had 28 carries for 153 yards. And the Carolina Panthers edged the Giants in foreign waters 20-17. 20-17. Panthers edged the Giants 20-17. Next matchup, we had the Patriots and the Patriots and the Bears. The Patriots and the Bears in Chicago. The Patriots and the Bears in Chicago. So Drake May and the Patriots go to Chicago. Drake May went 15 for 25 on 184 yards passing, which he had an INT and a touchdown as well. Ramondre Stevenson, he had 20. He had 20 carries. So Ramondre Stevenson had 20 carries for 74 yards. Sorry, y'all, having an equipment freeze. So Patriots take on the Brown. I'm sorry, Patriots take on the Bears. And Caleb Williams, Drake May, so Drake May did what Drake May do. He went 15 for 25 on 184 yards, 1 INT, 1 touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson had 20 carries for 74 yards. They got some significant defensive stops, which contributed to the win. However, Caleb Williams came out and attempted 16 throws for 30 yards. I'm sorry, 16 throws for he went 16 for 30 on 120 yards passing. And of course, DeAndre Swift, had 16 carries for 59 yards, but Patriots upended the Browns. Patriots upended the Bears. Patriots upended the Bears in Chicago, in Chirac. 19-3. 19-3. Patriots beat the Bears 19-3. Next matchup. We have the Bills and the Colts. The Bills and the Colts in Indianapolis. The Bills and the Colts in Indianapolis. Hard fought test for Josh Allen. Josh Allen and the Bills going to Indianapolis. Josh Allen, he went 22 for 37 on 280 yards passing. However, Josh Allen did have 2 INTs, 2 crucial INTs, of which also James Cook had 19 carries for 80 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Josh Allen, he had a run-in touchdown as well. But the Bills would not go quietly. The Bills would not go quietly. Of course, some of their significant receivers, Khalil Shakir, he had 6 receptions for 58 yards. Also, Mac Hollins had 4 receptions for 86 yards, but Joe Flacco and Jonathan Taylor stormed back. Jonathan Taylor, he had 21 carries for 114 yards. And Joe Flacco went 20 for 35 on 272 passing. 272 passing. 2 pass TDs, However, he did have 3 INTs. Yes, Super Bowl Joe Flacco with the Ravens had 3 INTs. But that's nothing to compared to what we get into later. However, the Bills did down the Colts 30-20. 30-20. The Bills down the Colts 30-20. You just follow there, hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in, please. Mm-hmm. Next matchup, we got the Broncos and the Chiefs. The Broncos and the Chiefs. The Broncos and the Chiefs in Kansas City. So Broncos going to Kansas City. Bo Nix and company. Bo Nix went 22 for 30 on 215 yards passing, 2 passing TDs. Also, Audric Estime, he had 14 carries for 53 yards. Marvin Mims had 3 carries for 17, and Jaleel McLaughlin had 2 carries for 12 yards. Cortland Sutton had 6 receptions for 70 yards, 1 TD. Receiving Devon Valil, he had 4 receptions for 39 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. But of course, that wasn't enough as they took on Pat Mahomes and company. Pat Mahomes came out and did his thing, going 28 for 42 on and 28 for 42 on 266 yards passing, 1 TD. Of course, Kareem Hunt, he had 14 carries for 35 yards. Pat Mahomes, he had 3 runs for 19 yards. However, Kelsey had, excuse me, Travis Kelce had 8 receptions for 64 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Um, Xavier Worthy, one reception. DeAndre Hopkins had 4 receptions for 56 yards, but the Chiefs stay undefeated as they down the Broncos 16-14. 16-14. Chiefs down the Broncos 16-14 in Kansas City. Next matchup, we got the Falcons and the Saints. Sorry, Raquel Rose. Sorry about your Falcons, Rose. We got the Falcons and the Saints. The Falcons and the Saints in New Orleans. The Falcons and the Saints in New Orleans. Hit that like button. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Falcons and the Saints in New Orleans. Kirk Cousins and company. Kirk Cousins coming to the Big Easy. Kirk Cousins went 23 for 38 on 306 yards passing. He had 1 INT, 0 passing touchdowns. However, Bijan Robinson had 20 carries for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. Tyler Agrier, he had 11 carries for 59 yards. Drake London, 8 receptions for 97 yards. Darnell Mooney, 5 receptions for 96 yards. But it wasn't enough as they went up against Derrick Henry and company. Derrick Henry and the Saints in New Orleans. Derrick Henry went 16 for 25 and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, AK, had 17 for 55, as well as Derek Carr had 4 carries for 17 yards. And the Saints is the Falcons. Saints is the Falcons in the Big Easy. 20-17. 20-17. Saints is the Falcons. 20-17. Sorry about that, Rose. Next matchup. We had the 49ers and the Bucks. The 49ers and the Bucks in Tampa. The 49ers and the Bucks in Tampa. Y'all like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Hit that cash out, Steelmatic001, Steelmatic001. So Brock Purdy and the Niners, they come to Tampa looking for a win. Brock Purdy went 25 for 36 on 353 yards passing. 353 yards passing, 2 TDs. Christian McCaffrey had 13 carries for 39 yards, all of which Deebo Samuels also had 3 carries. Well, Deebo Samuels had 3 carries for 14 yards. Juan Jennings had 7 receptions for 93 yards. Ricky Purcell, 4 receptions for 73, 1 receiving touchdowns, as well as George Kittle had 3 receptions for 57 yards on 1 receiving touchdown as well. But coming to Tampa against Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, Baker Mayfield stormed back 18 for 29 passing on 116 yards passing, 1 passing TD. Bucky Irvin, he had 13 carries for 73 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Also, Rashad White had 10 carries for 31 yards. However, that was not enough as the 49ers edged the Bucks 23-20 in Tampa. 49ers edged the Bucks 23-20 in Tampa. Next matchup. We had the Vikings and Jaguars. The Vikings and Jaguars. The Vikings and Jaguars in Jacksonville. So the Vikings storming high on the second half of the season. So the Vikings and Sam Darnold went 24 for 38 on 241 yards passing. However, he did have 3 INTs. 3 INTs, yeah. But Aaron Jones, he did go 17 carries for 88 yards. Carrying Cam Akers ran for 13 carries for 38 yards. TJ Hawkinson, he had 8 catches for 72 yards. And Justin Jefferson had 5 receptions for 48. Jordan Addison just had only 2 catches for 25 yards. And on the Jags side, Mac Jones, he went 14 for 22 on 111 yards passing, 2 INTs. Travis Etienne, he had 11 carries for 44 yards, and Mac Jones had 5 runs for 8 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. But the Vikings come out with the win. Vikings come out with the W in Jacksonville, 12-7. 12-7. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that cash app, Steelmatic001. Hit that cash app, Steelmatic001. Next matchup. Next matchup, we have the Titans and the Chargers in LA. The Titans and the Chargers in LA. So Will Levi come to the West Coast. Will Levi and the Titans come to the West Coast to take on Justin Herbert. Will Levi went 18 for 23 on 175 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. However, Tajay Spears had 7 carries for 47 yards running. Tony Pollard, the former Dallas Cowgirl, 9 carries for 44 yards. And Will Levis also had 5 runs for 41 yards as well. Calvin Ridley, 5 receptions for 84 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Justin Herbert, now stormed back. Justin Herbert now stormed back the whole court at home. Justin Herbert went 14 for 18 on 164 yards passing, 1 TD. Gus Edwards ran for 10 carries for 10 carries for 55 yards. J.K. Dobbins also added 15 runs for 50 yards as the Chargers hold court and beat the Titans 27-17. Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Next matchup, we had the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Eagles and the Cowboys. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. The Eagles and the Cowboys. So the Eagles comes into Jerry World, take care of divisional business. Jalen Hurts came in going 14 for 20 on 202 yards passing, 2 TDs, 1 INT. However, Kenny Pickett steps in. Kenny Pickett went 1 for 2. Saquon Barkley, he had 14 runs for 66 yards. Jalen Hurts had 2 TDs running in, which he had 7 runs for 56 yards running. Will Shipley had 9 runs for 34 yards, as well as Kenneth Gainwell had 7 runs for 30 yards as well. Dallas Goedert had a receiving touch. Dallas Goedert had 2 catches for 25 yards, a receiving touchdown, as well as Johnny Wilson had 1 reception for 5 yards and a receiving touchdown as they destroy the Eagles. As Eagles destroy the Cowboys in Jerry World 34-6. 34-6. Eagles destroy the Cowboys 34-6. Sorry, Cowboys fans out there. That's just terrible. But such is life for Jerry World, right? Next matchup. We got the Jets and the Cardinals. The Jets and the Cardinals. The Jets and the Cardinals. Lee Turner, Divine Photos. My condolences, brothers. So the Jets goes into Arizona. Aaron Rodgers went 22 for 35 on 151 yards passing, 0 TDs, 0 INTs. Breece Hall had 10 carries for 52 yards. Braden Allen had 7 runs for 27 yards. Garrett Wilson had 5 receptions for 41 yards receiving. Breece Hall also had 4 catches for 31. Devontae Adams went 6 for 31, 6 receptions for 31 yards receiving. And as they went up against the Cardinals in Arizona, Kyler Murray came to play. Kyler Murray went 22 for 24 on 266 yards passing, 1 passing TD. Trey Benson, he had 10 carries for 62 yards. James Conner had 12. James Conner, the former Steeler, 12 carries for 33 yards. Amari DeMarcado had 3 carries for 22 yards. Running Kyler Murray had 3 runs for 21 yards. Also Marvin Harrison Jr. had a receiving touchdown in which he was 5 carries. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 5 catches for 54 yards. And the Cardinals down the Jets 31-6. 31-6. Cardinals down the Jets 31-6. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. So, so as y'all well know, Steelers played a hard fought matchup yesterday. A hard fought matchup yesterday in which of course, Highsmith sustained injuries. Highsmith sustained a severe ankle injury. Yeah, a severe ankle injury trying to get to Jaden Daniels because Jaden Daniels he was kind of all over the place, but they did a decent job containing him. Um, but nonetheless, he's gonna miss some. He's going to indeed miss some significant time. Alex Highsmith, he had a severe ankle injury, a severe ankle sprain, and he's going to miss some significant time. But for Steelers injury report, of course, associated with play. Ben Skronik, our wide receiver, he's been dealing with a shoulder issue, but he was indeed a full-time participant. Tyler Matavikovic, hamstring, but he was a full participant. Nick Herbig has been limited. I'm sorry, y'all. One moment. Okay. So yeah. Highsmith definitely was injured yesterday with that severe ankle sprain associated with play, in which he left the game later, and it's no timetable for his return. But definitely he was. He's definitely going to miss some significant time out. I doubt if he'd be active for the Ravens on next week, but hopefully to get him back as soon as possible because he is an essential piece to our defense. But let's talk about that matchup yesterday. The Steelers and the Redskins in DC, in Capitol Hill. The Steelers and the Commanders in Capitol Hill in DC. Absolutely. And first and foremost, man, I just want to give a huge shout out to Commanders once again, man. Commanders, it was a hard fought game. Anybody that tuned in to that matchup, that 1 o'clock matchup, it was game of the week, and it was out. Well, if I must be biased, one of the best games on Sunday on yesterday's slot. And both teams came with it. Both teams came to ball, came to play, and it was nothing short of stellar. But great performances from both sides. But indeed, Washington came to play. They did their thing, and they played very well. They competed very, very well, and huge shout out to them and their rebuilding process and their growing process. And they definitely came out yesterday and competed hardly, and competed gracefully and competed greatly, and they're definitely going to grow. They're definitely going to build from this, and possibly see them down the line. Absolutely. Here's a huge salute and shout out to the Commanders. Russell Wilson came in. Russell Wilson went 14 for 28 on 195 yards passing, three passing TDs. Um, I'm sorry, 3 TDs as well as 1 INT. Um, Warren, he had 14 carries for 66 yards running. Najee went 21 for 53 carries, 1 rushing touchdown. Cordell Patterson only had 3 carries for 14 yards. And on the receiving end, George Pickens had 5 receptions for 91 yards receiving, 1 receiving touchdown. Mike Williams, he had 1 receiving touchdown, as well as Frymouth had 1 receiving touchdown on 3 receptions for 17 yards. Commanders came to compete. They came to compete heavy, and Jaden Daniels, he went 17 for 34 yards. I'm sorry, 17 for 34, in which he had 202 yards passing. Austin Eckler, he had 13 carries on 44 yards running with 2 touchdowns. Jeremy Nichols, he had 4 receptions for 7 yards, as well as the receiving core. And this was a very balanced game on both sides. Terry McLaurin went 5 receptions for 113 yards receiving. Also, Noah Brown had 3 catches for 33 yards. Zach Ertz had 4 catches for 31 yards. However, was not enough as the Steelers came in and stole the show 28-27. 28-27. Solid matchup of the week, in my opinion, if I must say. Not that I'm biased, which I am. But solid matchup. I actually had the matchup a little bit more spread it out on our end. I mean, I believe I quoted 27-16 the Steelers. But of course, with that latter turnover with Jaylen Warren at the in the red zone, and them getting the ball back with significant defense and some among other things, they definitely closed the gap. But Russell Wilson and the Steelers defense getting those stops, those essential stops, and Russell Wilson, them making plays. It definitely was a collective effort on both ends, but they got the job done nonetheless. But let's take a look at the breakdown. First downs was neck and neck as Steelers had 21 to their 19. Total plays, Steelers had 75 to their 59 plays. Total yards, Steelers had 312 to their 242. Total drives, 14 to 12. Passing yards, 172 to their 182. So they outpassed us by 10 yards. But we made our bones, in the run game, in which we had 43 yards, 140 yards rushing to their 60 yards. So rushing the ball, as I stated, with the run game with Najee, Cordell, and Jalen, was deemed essential, as well as the time of possession. Yes. Time of possession, we had 36-11 to their 23-49, and we were more effective, more essential with our time of possession, in which I previously stated, which was indeed an essential part along accumulating with significant defensive stops, which attributed to the win. Absolutely. But definitely a great matchup, and definitely a solid matchup nonetheless. And definitely a matchup both groups needed to grow and progress going forward, and which definitely is going to help them. I believe it's a win-win for both, because it's definitely going to solidify both of them for divisional play coming up in the previous coming weeks. And they are like I said, both groups are definitely going to grow and build off these performances. Grades on new additions: Preston Smith from the Jets. Preston Smith from Green Bay Packers, as well as Mike Williams, acquired from the Jets. Preston Smith had a sack yesterday. Mike Williams had one receiving touchdown on today, one catch on one receiving touchdown on that catch, which proved greatly so. I give them both the A+. Both of them came up to compete. Both of them came up to perform and contribute immediately, and that is the standard. That is the standard. Um, but yeah, both of them making great plays on both sides, alleviating more receptions. Mike Williams, for starters, opening up the reception core for other guys to be more fluid and get more reads. And as we saw, Frymouth was more involved. CA3 was more involved. And that was definitely a big contributor for that receiving core. Onto the defensive side, Preston Smith definitely stepped in and was definitely added some spacings with to Patrick Queen, in which Patrick Queen definitely indeed stepped in the absence, because I believe Commanders actually on the defensive end, they did do a good job in locating 9-0. That I must say. A lot of people left that part out. They did do a great job in keeping the eye out on where TJ was the whole game, because TJ did indeed create a lot of stifles for a lot of other people, in which Landon Roberts and Patrick Queen ate gratefully on the tackles for loss. And especially Patrick Queen did a good job protecting that run, because Jaden Daniels was just not about to scramble out that pocket. That was a no-no. That's what it was, but not about to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who we got? Who we got in the building? Ty Pro. Ty Pro, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you being here, Ty Pro. Ty Pro, man, Ty Pro, you've been summoned. Ty Pro, you've been summoned. You've been subpoenaed to Steelmatic trial. I dropped the link for you, Ty Pro. Ty Pro, you got to come up and explain that game, man. Ty Pro, I dropped the link for you. You got to come up and explain that. Ty Pro, you got to come up and explain that. You've been summoned, Ty Pro. Yes, sir. But what about them Lions, man? What about them Lions? What about them Lions? Ty Pro, let me ask you this. What you think Barry Gordon think about them Lions right now? What do you think all the legends of Motown think about the Lions right now? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. What do you think Eminem think about the Lions right now? What do you think Big Sean think about the Lions right now? Come on, man. Come on, man. Ty Pro, I'm disappointed. Ty Pro, Ty Pro, I am barely disappointed. I'm highly disappointed, Ty Pro. R.I.P. the Queen of Soul. Ty Pro, what do you think Aretha Franklin think about the Lions, Ty Pro? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Ty Pro, I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. You got to explain this. You got to come to trial, Ty Pro. You got to explain this, man. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable, Ty Pro. Ty Pro, you got to explain this, man. Ty Pro, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. Ty Pro, you got to explain that, man. You got to stand on business in 8 Mile, man. M wouldn't be proud. Marshall wouldn't be proud. No, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable, man. That is unacceptable. But back to regular schedule programming. Back to regular schedule programming. That was just a PSA. Back to regular schedule programming. So great additions, and as y'all seen on the as y'all seen on the thumbnail, of course, Tomlin and Mark Khan, our GM from shout out to him from Louisiana native. Mark Khan, he was key in making these acquisitions and also these additions on our staff, as well as bringing on Preston Smith and Mike Williams from their respective teams and whatnot. So, but huge contributors nonetheless right away. And definitely, shout out to those two for their great performances, and hopefully they can build off their performances. Preston Smith, he had a sack yesterday, as well as having a TD in that latter portion of the game, man. So shout out to them greatly. So shout out to them greatly. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, like I said, that time of possession, our time of possession and how effective we were in the run. Shout out Jalen Warren, shout out Najee Harris. They ran the ball quite effectively. Like I said, they controlled it for 36 minutes versus their 23 minutes, and we were indeed more effective, as previous stated, because I knew coming up on the road into Commanders were 4-0 coming into this game, coming into this matchup, and they were definitely hungry in the hostile crowd. And we did exactly what we needed to do. We controlled the run, we controlled time possession, and we were more essential with it. And those openings came. Excuse me. So those opens in the passing attack definitely indeed came open with Freiermuth, with Pickens, with the full receiving core in which they were involved. And that's why we were able to edge well, of course, in addition to the significant steel curtain defense with those essential stops, they made some good noise. They made some good ground with those essential stops. The steel curtain, of course, but definitely highly competitive game nonetheless. Which I knew, that receiving core wasn't going to be a problem for sure. As the front seven, kind of negated and neutralized that running attack, in which it didn't get off as much, but that passing attack did indeed do some good with Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, and their receiving core. So definitely shout out to them. They did some great things. They did some great things. But I still curtain, man. We know we still building, we still growing. Definitely got some good keys. Got some good key essential stops. Um, Definitely on our end. Like I said, Patrick Queen stepped up big. Landon Roberts stepped up big. And Landon Roberts, man, huge shout out to him, man. He's such an unsung hero, and he makes great significant plays. But it's kind of, I don't want to say overshadowed, because he's a great contributor to. But when you got guys like TJ playing alongside TJ and Highsmith, and all those guys playing significantly, and all those guys high level players, high level performers. I mean, it's just so much, and a lot of it's going to definitely show down the line as divisional play picks up, as well as postseason play. But one thing at a time, divisional play is next. So it's definitely going to show in divisional play. And of course, with Highsmith missing time and getting the proper recovery that he needs, that or lots additional slot room for Peyton Wilson and Nick Herbig to step in and step up. Next man up. Next man up. That's what it's about. And definitely for sure, um, definitely for sure, them building on that performance and the defense and offense building on those performances in which they very well will, because I can see Mike Williams definitely well, not Mike Williams, but Preston Smith, being a consistent contributor to on this side, as well as the addition with Cam Sutton being back, those roster adjustments as well. um, but great performance, epic, great performance nonetheless. I think, and like I said before, man, we needed that test. We needed that. Like you stepping in the ring in a boxing match, like Floyd needed Pacquiao. He needed so many others to test him. To see if you can come back on the road, and you're definitely gonna have to play in the road in position in divisionals as well as postseason play. There's no way around it. You definitely got to play on the road, because you have some people that they're better home team players. You have some teams that's equally effective. But you got those that just goes to people's house, kick down their door, eat their food, and all of the above. But bottom line, you have to perform on the road, and that's just what they did. They came in the house, they took the milk and cookies, they beat up on Santa, stomped them out, took the tree and beat them down with it. So, I mean, it's just what it was. We did what we had to do. Shout out to Tomlin. Shout out to that staff. Shout out Tomlin. Shout out the OC Arthur Smith. And but definitely a work in progress. Definitely a work in progress. It's not a finished product. Um, also Terrell Lawson, the DC defensive coordinator. Um, you know, uh, adjusting those schemes and packages on the defensive side so that Patrick Queen and company and the Landon Roberts, they negated that run, and even though they did have two rushing touchdowns, Eagler and Nichols. Well, Eagler did, but they indeed stop a lot in that run, which opened up for the pass game. But they did, they were in which they were supposed to be as effective in the past. But it was competitive matchup nonetheless. But they did indeed, you know, have a productive showing and a productive outing. All right, all right. One second. And let me see. All right. So we got a guest backstage. We got a guest backstage. So he's gonna come up. He's been subpoenaed to Steelmatic trial. He's been going nonstop on these Detroit Lions, and he's gonna come up and he's gonna speak his case for his Lions. Shout out Top Pro was good with you, man.
What's going on, man? What's the deal?
Man, you tell me, man, what's going on in Detroit, man? What's going on in Motor City, man?
We're getting wins. We're getting wins, man.
What was
Big A,
that?
man.
What was that?
We can't blow
What
everybody out.
Top Pro? Jared Goff had 5 interceptions, man. Five
Yeah.
INTs, man. What's going on, man? He trying to channel his inner Joe Montana. He think he Joe Montana, Steve Young, or something like that. What's up, man?
The Texans, I ain't gonna lie. That defense was locking shit down, bro. They had two-man coverage on St. Brown all night. The run game was damn near deleted. They was tight. They was playing tight, but we put our defense on them. They ain't scored nothing in that second half. You know how it go, man. We can't have a
What?
blowout.
I don't know how to go. No, I don't know how that go, man. Russ only listens to Sierra. He don't listen to Destiny's Child. He don't listen. He don't listen to Lil Mama. He don't listen to Latoya Luckett. He don't listen to Keisha Cole. He don't listen to Sierra. That's all he knows.
That's
That's
all you
all he
know.
knows. That's all he knows. So yeah, Jared Goff throwing five INTs. Five INTs, not two, not three, five.
It was bad, bro. He was having an off game. We can't pop everybody by 30 plus points. He was having an off game. It was looking tight. We got a hell of a kicker though. He came through, tied it up, and won. So, shout outs to him, shout outs to the defense. And, shout out to everybody else making plays, man. It was a tough game, but one thing about the Lions, bro, they gonna push. They play hard even when they win it, so they gonna push.
Man, not like that. Not like
It
that.
was close.
Not
Had everybody on the edge of their seat.
nah, man. You can't. But see, the thing is this, right? Jordan Love ain't playing like that. Sam Darnold ain't gonna play like that, right? And the thing about it is, for y'all, it's basically like you came in, you came in, you gave them the keys to the car, and you took it right back. You gave them the keys to your car, but you took it right back at the end, right?
Mhm.
So, uh, but it's some people you're not gonna be able to do that with Ty Pro.
Facts, facts. The
So,
team. Go ahead.
oh no, you got it.
The teams that's playing good, Steelers doing good out here. They gonna be a challenge when we get in the playoffs. They gonna be a challenge, but we got so many weapons, offense and defense. You know what I'm saying? We lost Hutch. Hutch was a major piece of the defense, but I feel like everybody else stepped it up immediately. So we just got to see, we got to take it a game at a time, man, 1 yard at a time. They had to adjust. They made some good adjustments after the half. Everybody was
Oh,
locked
hey, oh,
down.
whoa, whoa, hey, you not driving, are you?
No, I'm posted in the car. I ain't driving.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't no 8 Mile yet, man.
Oh, you ain't no 8 Mile yet?
Not yet.
Man, stop lying, man. You always on 8 Mile, man. Stop lying. Nah, man. But so Hutch out for the season.
Yeah, he broke his leg, so it's over for the rest of the
Oh
season for
man,
sure.
yeah.
Yep.
Ah man,
He
that's sheesh.
he, he he's still in rehab. Um, he popped up to a practice or two, but he ain't even really been able to come around because he's still trying to rehab that leg. So that's gonna be a major thing because he gonna have to take the season off and then come back, next season hopefully and get back adjusted to everything. So that was a real, and we was winning that game. He broke his leg, so that was a major blow. But um, you know, we got some talent on that defense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's because I believe y'all still got Oh no, y'all traded Darius Slay a couple years back. Um,
Yeah, we got a
man.
bunch of new guys.
Okay, man. That's man. But huge salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, franchise man. Because I was telling well, I was speaking on it earlier, and then I was telling a couple of folks the other day because I was getting a lot of clamors from them Washington fans, man. They was letting me have it, man. Sure, I was gonna go to that game, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stay at the house, man. But not definitely, man. I'm happy for man, Detroit, man. The Commanders, bro, because for a long time, y'all just had bad ownership. I felt, and which didn't latch y'all its full potential, but which ain't fully built around y'all. Which
Hmm.
in turn, what's gonna turn a great revenue. You got a great team, you're winning, but it's a lot of people just in those positions that's looking for a money grab, And we see that with a lot of ownerships. But man, huge shout out to y'all, man, for actually building, man, because I think this is one of the most talented, roster talented, squads y'all done had in a minute.
Yeah, we always will have like a Megatron or even Matthew Stafford, which I always got a lot of respect for Matthew Stafford. I ain't mad at him for leaving. I'm glad he won Super Bowl right after he left because we will have that one good player and not a good enough. We had a Dominican Sue. We had some good players, but we didn't have a good squad. And now I feel like we actually got that squad that can kind of give everybody an option in the job, and they play well together. They always doing their
Fact.
job. Ain't nobody trying to get the spotlight. Everybody just go out there and do what they can every play. So it's a good look, man. Finally, we went 16-0. My whole life, the Lions ain't been worth a damn. So we definitely taking full advantage of the spotlight. They hungry. They tasted it last year, So we taking it all the way this year, man. I can feel it.
Man, you know, it's I don't want to speak too soon, but it's funny, it's how ironic that Jerome Bettis won his title in Detroit. Well, he because he's from Detroit, he played at Notre Dame, and he won that title. That's his only Super Bowl in Detroit in Ford Field. How funny would it be? But of course, it's gonna be a new Super Bowl, gonna be in New Orleans. But how I just think of how funny it would be for us to see the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Man, it's gonna happen, and
Well,
it's
that's gonna be a tight rope for both of us, man. Because I
yeah,
just feel like I just feel like with the Chiefs, they're always gonna be a problem. As well as now this is just my prerogative, my personal. I think Bengals for some odd reason I just think Bengals also gonna give us an issue, bro. I mean, because
yeah,
I think that because AFC North is always tough, but I could see a couple people turning it around in the second half, and more so towards the postseason time. But for y'all, honestly, man, I think the Packers is gonna come for y'all. The Packers are gonna be a problem for y'all, bro.
Packers always been a problem for us, and I think they got a bone to pick for this next game. I think we see them again the end of November, and they
Mm,
coming this way. They gonna come to Ford Field, and it's always been that rivalry with the Packers and the Lions. So you know, I think we got their number though. I think we got their number, man. Um, I'm sure they that sense of a rivalry. We just gonna play that grit. You know what I'm saying? Like they always whooped on us every Thanksgiving. They whooped on us,
mm,
so we gotta definitely take it there with them. We gotta and I feel like the Chiefs, uh, they a problem for a couple people. But I feel like we got their number too.
mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
man, but y'all ain't gotta play them Christmas Day. We do. I'm trying to have a good
yeah,
Christmas this year.
yeah. The
I'm
Chiefs,
like, man,
they trying to
yeah,
get back in
man.
that Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I got folks in Kansas City too, man. I'm just like, man, they let me have it, man. I'm just like, man, come on now. I'm like, yeah, but this ain't even right, man. We gotta play them. I'm like, man, we got Christmas Day. Golly. But hey, it is what it is, business is business. But but man, golly, that match. Okay, so let's look at it, man. Let's look at that matchup, man. That
Yeah, it was
because that I'm Top Pro. I must say I'm disturbed, man.
it
I'm
was
disturbed at that matchup, man. And for Lions for them to allow golf to do that, man, that was just. I
it
mean,
was
he was reckless. Five ints, right?
yeah. Yeah, he was
Come
playing
on, man.
off, man. He was playing like he was having an off game, which happens. And that defense, bro, that defense had shit on lock. We couldn't do
Top
no.
Pro, that's not an off game, Top Pro. You come Top Pro, come on, man. We ain't gonna settle for that answer. That's not an off game, man. Two, two, maybe three, five, five, five INTs, Top Pro. Come on, man. For you coming into a game 8-1 and you throw five INTs. Come on, man. You don't honestly believe that, do you? You don't honestly call that an off game, do you?
We they had us on lock. They had that defense had us on lock, bro. We couldn't get a run game going. Our defense really got the momentum back, and it
But
was an ugly win.
let's take it away from the lines. Let's magnify Jared Goff right now, right?
All right.
Okay. So he went 15 for 30 on 240 passing, right? Two
Mhm.
TDs, five INTs. Gibbs 19 carries for 71. But see, here's the thing, man. Y'all got two Pro Bowl backs, right?
Mhm.
Jameer Gibbs, out of Georgia, 19 for 71. David Montgomery, 12 carries for 32 yards, one rushing TD. Of course, Sam Laporte had a passing TD, which he had three catches for 66 yards. St. Brown, he had six catches for 60 yards, receiving TD. I mean, but the thing about it is, and CJ, Stephon Diggs was out. Um, Tank Dell, he only had five catches for 40 yards, if that. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was lockdown defense, and Golf was making some silly decisions. Uh, the O line, the offensive coach had to really get in there and get in his head because he was definitely making some silly plays, some silly throws, and I think the pressure was on him too hard. You know what I'm saying? He really ain't had that time. He used to being able to have a little time to make a play. He usually could be in his pocket for a little while, and he ain't had that going against Houston. They kind of was putting that rush on him when he had to make quick decisions. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't really get it off. He couldn't get St. Brown locked down. He had to kind of switch his routine up on how he get this momentum going. So I can't explain the five interceptions. We gotta get him up here for that. But it was looking dim at first. It was looking dim, but the defense brought us back and we made saying we made strong plays where they can and shit got to firing and we got to going.
okay, so we put the steel curtain on him. What you think he'll look like? What you think the complexion of that game would have been if the steel curtain would have been on him?
I don't know. We gotta see
Man,
y'all, man.
stop lying. Stop. No, nah,
we
stop.
gotta
Well, stop.
I mean, if
No,
it was that game, if he was playing like that, it would have been bad because I'm sure y'all offense would have been firing even harder.
no, nah, bro, nah, man. Beans would have had two of those interceptions would have been pick sixes for sure.
Yeah, that
You
would have
know
killed.
that. You know that. And then long story short, you couldn't do that because against the Steelers because that front seven is just nasty, it's just monstrous, it's just what it is. But golf back there with them baby hands, with them Happy Meal hands. But nah, man, I'm like, man, how he but nah, seriously though, man. Like, I'm like, for him to just be letting it go like that, man, I'm just like, man, of course he could have just been throwing check downs if it would worst came to worst. He just could have been throwing check downs all night.
Yeah, I
Because
think.
it because in his case, truth be told, I mean, you fall under that game manager type deal, but to where it works though, because it works for what they have in St. Brown and Laporta. And then he got two Pro Bowl running backs, man. Not one, two.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, sheesh, man. Like, golly, like, man.
I think they walked out of there and he kind of got a new idea of how to use other people because they lock St. Brown down. That's usually his guy, to get the yards and to get us in position. Then everybody could just kind of fly. He had to do, I feel like we shine with them short passes, them screen passes, and just moving the ranks up like that too. You know what I'm saying? Getting them first downs, and then they already we got all four downs. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got just the three downs and then a punt. We going for it. So, just
Right?
moving the ball more, uh, less trick plays and more just focused plays instead of just trying to get freaky with it and do all this crazy stuff. Higher
Hey,
higher QB intelligence definitely we gonna need that going against teams like the Steelers and other teams that's really got some championship guys. We gotta show more football IQ out there.
question: Do you think golf smell it? Do you think golf is sipping his own Kool-Aid right now?
I think that game was a reality check for him because he been having perfect games. You know what I'm saying? He been having perfect games, but that's because it's not just him. It's who he throwing it to too. And when he don't got them guys out there, I feel like now he gotta kind of scramble more. I hope he left the game thinking like, okay, I need to work on who do I light up when my star players is locked down. You know what I'm saying? Who is my go tos, my backup go tos, you know what I'm saying, to get the chains moving still. So,
I mean, not too many people have two Pro Bowl running backs, man.
yeah, that's why our run game so crazy. But man, he kept trying to they that straight up the middle was not going nowhere. We couldn't get nothing going with that run game. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So just playing a defensive team like that was good for him, man. Show him that we gotta rely on some other stuff.
man,
Them field
yeah,
goals
man.
was what did it.
Yeah, man. Because I tell you what, man, this second half gonna get real for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping everybody not burnt out and you know what I'm saying. We can, cause we had that early bye. So, it's a
Mm.
long road to the playoffs now.
Whew. Yeah, man, and I felt like we didn't miss a step coming off of that by as well. Of course, and then Highsmith, the tweaked his ankle real kind of bad. So just got to see where that's going to be because man, that's a huge contributor on our end. But Preston Smith, Preston Smith, hopefully he could step in and fill that void a bit. So because man. Cause I've been saying it, man. I'm like, man, our defense is just over athletic, man. Our guys is just, it's not a lot that front seven got to do. But when the first six games, man, when Field before Russ took over, man, I just felt like they had to just overcompensate for so much because we was blowing possessions on the offensive side, and then they have to come up, make a play, and then you have things like this. So yeah, I called it, but I was just like, man, I ain't trying to see that.
It's gonna be an exciting road to the playoffs too, to just see how everybody fare up. It's still fresh in the season. It's mid season, so
Mm,
all these injuries and fatigue setting in now. So it's gonna get real.
mm. Yeah, man, it is. It's gonna get real, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting for both sides, man, because I know y'all, y'all gonna, especially with that run game and that squad y'all have, man. And then when old boy, even when old boy come back, man, y'all gonna, y'all got like y'all ain't miss a step, man, because he nice, man. I remember him when he was playing at Michigan, man. He was, man, that dude's a beast. Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, yeah, he go crazy.
Oh,
He was shit. He was having a hell of a season until he just got injured too. He was going crazy. So we get him back, but we can't worry about that this season because he gone. But he'll be back. He there in spirit. But
mm.
man, shout out to you, bro. Thanks for inviting me on, man. I appreciate you. I had to come and rep my set.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming up, man, bro. I try to do more and more of these open panels, man. Get everybody else perspective, man. But definitely had to get you up here, man, because I'm like, man, bro, he got to explain these lines, man. He got to explain these lines, man. These lines, man. I don't know, but nah, definitely shout out to you, man, bro. I appreciate you coming up, man. Shout out to your Lions, bro. Y'all definitely doing big things, man. Glad y'all turning everything around, man, and y'all definitely cooking right now, man.
For sure, for sure. You cooking too, bro. Shout out to the Steelmatic Network, my dog. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna pop back up here. So I'm gonna try to catch you on these Mondays and recap with you a little bit. I be seeing you got Divine Photos, my dog, and Lee Turner be popping in. Alexander X got the gang up here, so I definitely want to get in the mix a little bit, man. But shit, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the 8 mile, but I'm gonna listen to you over the radio and shit, man. Appreciate it, my dog.
Appreciate you, brother, man. You take care, bro. Be safe out there.
You too. Peace.
Appreciate you, brother. Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Ty Pro. Ty Pro came up and held court. Court is adjourned. Them Lions, they came in and Jared Goff, man, you gotta clean that up, bro. You have got to clean that up, man. I mean, good grief, bro. You those five INTs, man, especially as competition wraps up in the NFC, man, I can only imagine because that comes across the Vikings, that comes across the Packers, that comes across um and then of course, it's mid-season. So divisional play ramp up, man. You definitely got to put a lid on that, man. Golly. I mean, just leave that in the rear view. And of course, be more cautious. Yeah, that's the word. Caution. Don't throw caution to the wind. Keep it in your back pocket. Yeah. But man, I appreciate all y'all being in here with me today, man. Y'all hit that like button, like, share, subscribe, help me grow the channel, help me get past that 500 marker, man, so I can grow and get some of this YouTube chicken and grow the channel, um, grow the Steelmatic family, grow the Stilla Nation family. Appreciate y'all being here with me on this fine, beautiful, lovely Monday. Um, Also, keep hit the community tab, join that join Discord in the link. Also keep an eye out for updates. Tomorrow we'll be up at the 4 p.m. slot with the UFC content and updates. Because of course you well know this Saturday, this weekend, John Jones, a GOAT, returns to the octagon, and we'll definitely be covering that on the tomorrow slot at 4 p.m. So definitely set your notifications on the Steelmatic Network for that. And I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all being here. Hope you're having a great Veterans Day. All my veterans out there, whether you Army, Navy, Air Force, if you're a veteran, Marine Corps, happy Veterans Day to you. Huge salute, huge shout out, much love and support for all that you've done, all that you are doing. And man, I just appreciate all y'all being in here with me, man. Ty Pro, thank you for coming up, my brother. Thank you for coming up, brother. Appreciate you supporting the show. Appreciate you coming up and being a part of the show. Thank y'all for all your support. Thank you for all y'all for supporting the show, hitting the cash app. Kate Rowan, thank you for your support. Jay Walker, thank you so much for the cash app today. Thank you, Jay Walker. Salute to you, Cousin Walker. Appreciate you being here. Cousin Walker, I'm gonna use some of that to get Willie Walker some WD-40 for his toes. Cause you know he got them pigeon toes. I told him he might need surgery for them pigeon toes. But I mean, I might find him a splint or something, you know, find some popsicle sticks to help. Nah, I'm messing with. I'm messing with. But nah, man, huge shout out to him, man. Shout out to SBC Nation. Shout out to Sing by Choice Call Before the Horse Nation. Shout out to Do Better Podcast, Theo Coop, man. Shout out to all the supporters, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all, man. But make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. Grow the channel, grow the content. Also, hit that community tab, join the Discord. Man, I appreciate y'all. I'll be back up tomorrow at the 4 p.m. slot with the UFC content. Until tomorrow, 4 p.m., I am G Honda. This is the Steelmatic Network, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.